In the bustling halls of Meridian High, where Amara now walked unnoticed by most, she always wore a delicate mask that veiled her face. Rumors about her spread like wildfire. Some said she hid scars from a terrible accident. Others whispered of a mysterious curse. Amara paid no attention to the gossip. She focused on her studies, determined to graduate with honors and leave the small-minded town behind. But not everyone ignored her. A boy named Obi, known for his easy charm, mischievous grin, and sharp wits, had always been curious about Amara. While others saw her as a mystery cloaked in silence, he saw a quiet strength in her reserved nature, an unspoken grace in the way she carried herself. Obi had noticed her long before that day in the cafeteria. He had seen the way she avoided the crowds, her presence serene even in chaos. He admired how she seemed unbothered by the opinions of others, her focus always inward. She fascinated him in a way he couldn't explain, and it had taken him weeks to master the courage to approach her. One day, during lunch, Obi decided he had had enough of just observing from afar. Balancing his tray, he weaved through the bustling cafeteria, ignoring the surprised looks from his friends as he bypassed their usual table. His destination was clear, the small secluded table by the window where Amara always sat alone. "Hey," he said, his voice light and friendly as he set his tray down across from her. "Mind if I join you?" Amara looked up, her dark eyes narrowing slightly in surprise. No one had ever voluntarily sat with her before, let alone started a conversation. For a moment, she studied him as if trying to decipher his motives. Finally, she gave a small shrug. "It's a free country," she replied, her voice soft but firm, like the rustle of leaves in a quiet forest. Obi grinned, undeterred by her lack of enthusiasm. "Great," he said, settling into the seat. "This is the best table anyway. Good lightning, far from the chaos, prime real estate." She gestured towards the noisy cafeteria with a playful smirk. Amara arched her brow, a faint flicker of amusement crossing her face. "If you say so," she said. For a few minutes, they sat in silence. Obi stole glances at her, noticing the delicate way she unwrapped her sandwich, the way she seemed more interested in watching the world outside the window than engaging with the chatter around them. So he vented, breaking the quiet. "Is this where the cool people sit? Or is this table reserved for, I don't know, mysterious geniuses?" Amara's lips twitched, almost forming a smile. "Maybe it's for people who don't like being bothered." "Ouch," Obi said, clutching his chest dramatically. "That one hurts, but fair enough." He took a bite of his pizza, chewing thoughtfully before adding, "You know, people talk about you." Amara's expression hardened slightly. "Do they?" "Yeah," Obi admitted, leaning back in his chair. "Mostly nonsense, but I don't mind at all. I think they are just jealous." She blinked, caught off guard. "Jealous?" "Sure," Obi said with a casual shrug. "You don't let them get to you. You walk through this place like you don't owe anyone an explanation, and that drives them crazy. Most people wouldn't know how to do that even if their lives depended on it." Amara stared at him, unsure how to respond. Compliments weren't something she was used to, and hearing them from someone like Obi, who is popular, confident, effortlessly charming, felt effortlessly surreal. "Why are you really here?" she asked finally, her voice tinged with suspicion. Obi met her gaze, his expression softening. "Maybe I am tired of sitting with people who only talk about themselves. Maybe I wanted to sit with someone who actually seems interesting for a change." Amara looked away, her guard wavering. There was a sincerity in his tone that made her uneasy, but also curious. She wasn't used to people seeing her for more than the rumors and the walls she had built around herself. "Well," she said quietly, "I'm not sure how interesting I am, but if you are looking for peace and quiet, you've come to the right place." Obi smiled. "Perfect, I will take it." From that day on, Obi started sitting with Amara regularly. At first, she remained distant, offering short answers and keeping the conversation lightly. But slowly, his warmth and humor began to chip away at her defenses. She found herself looking forward to their lunches at the cafeteria, to the way he could make her laugh with his stories, and how he makes her see the world in a way she hadn't seen before. And though she had never admitted it, having someone who didn't try to change her or demand more than she was willing to give felt nice. Over time, their conversation grew. Amara found herself opening up to Obi in ways she hadn't with anyone else. She told him about her love for painting and her dream of traveling the world, but she never mentioned why she wore the mask, and Obi never asked. Of course, every school had its queen bee, and in Meridian High, that was Leela, beautiful, confident, and used to getting things done her way. Leela didn't take kindly to Obi's growing interest in Amara. She had eyes set on him and wasn't about to let a nobody like Amara get in her way. One day, Leela cornered Amara in the hallway. "You think you are so special because Obi talks to you?" she sneered. "Face it, you are just a scared little girl hiding behind that mask." She had her eyes on him and wasn't ready to let anybody, not even Amara, get in her way. She started putting her plans in motion. Leela and her friends spread new rumors about Amara. "I heard she's hiding a terrible birthmark," one said. "No, it's probably a disease she doesn't want anyone to catch," another added. Then came the subtle pranks. One day, Amara found her locker filled with shredded papers and a note that read, "Why don't you just disappear?" Another time, her art project, a delicate watermark of a sunset, was accidentally splashed with ink during class. Through it all, Amara kept her head high and her focus sharp. She refused to give Leela the satisfaction of seeing her break. But Leela wasn't done. One afternoon, Amara stayed late in the library to finish an assignment. As she packed up her things, Leela appeared, leaning casually against a bookshelf. "You know," Leela began, her tone syrupy sweet, "it's cute that Obi is being so nice to you. But let's be real, he's just pitying you." Amara's hands tightened around her notebook, but she didn't respond. "Don't you think he deserves someone who can actually show her face?" Leela pressed, smirking. "Someone who isn't hiding." Amara met her gaze, her voice calm but firm. She said, "If Obi is with me, it's because he wants to be with me. What I do or what I don't do has nothing to do with you. Maybe focus less on me and more on your insecurities." Leela's friends gasped, and for once, Leela had no comeback. But she still wasn't done. She decided to humiliate Amara in front of the entire school. At the school's prom, Leela orchestrated her plan. She convinced the DJ to call Amara on stage under the disguise of announcing the prom queen. Amara hesitated but was nudged forward by Obi, who whispered, "You've got this." As Amara stepped on stage, Leela grabbed the microphone. "Let's all see the face behind the mask," she declared, reaching to Amara's mask. Everyone cheered on. Amara instinctively backed away, but then she stopped. She looked at the crowd, at Obi, and at Leela. Slowly, she removed the mask herself. The room felt silent. Amara's face was flawless, but there was something striking about her that no one could pinpoint, a kind of ethereal beauty that seemed to glow from within. "You wanted to see me," Amara said, her voice steady. "Here I am," Leela stammered. I didn't mean," Amara cut her off. "You wanted to embarrass me, but you only revealed your own ugliness." The crowd erupted in applause. Leela fled the stage humiliated. Later that night, Obi found Amara sitting on the school's rooftop looking at the stars. "You didn't have to do that," she said as she sat beside her. "Do what?" Obi asked. "Stand by me. Risk being ridiculed." Obi smiled. "Amara, I don't care what people think about you. I care about you." Amara looked at him, her voice trembling as she fought to hold back the wave of emotion surging within her. Tears glistened in her eyes, reflecting the soft glow of the moonlight. "There's something you should know," she began, her words heavy with years of bottled up pain and hope. "My mask wasn't about scars or a curse. It wasn't about hiding something I didn't want the world to see. It was about fear. Fear of being judged. Fear of not being enough. I thought that if I covered myself up, I could protect myself from their stares, their whispers. But tonight something changed. Tonight I realized I don't need to hide anymore. I deserve to be seen." Obi didn't hesitate. He reached for her hand, his grip warm and steady, grinding her in the moment. "You never needed to hide," he said, his voice low but firm. "Not from them, not from me, not from anyone. You are more than enough, Amara. Just as you are, you always have been." His words were like a balm to her soul, soothing wounds she had long thought irreparable. She hadn't known how much she needed someone to tell her that, not to fix her, not to save her, but to remind her of the strength she possessed already. As they sat together under the endless expanse of stars, a profound sense of peace washed over Amara. It was as though the sky itself was whispering its approval, encouraging her to embrace this newfound freedom. The weight she had carried for years, the self-doubt, the anxiety, the fear, began to melt away. For the first time in a long time, she could remember. She felt light, she felt free. The following week at school was a different story. When Amara walked through the halls without her mask for the first time, the world seemed to pause, heads turned, but not with the pity or judgment she had once feared. Instead, there was a quiet awe, a recognition of something far more compelling than mere beauty. It was her confidence that captured her attention, her quiet strength that made them look twice. She wasn't just the girl with the mask anymore. She was Amara, bold and unapologetic, walking with her head held high. And as for Obi, he was right there beside her, his presence a constant source of support. He didn't try to take credit for her change or draw attention to his role in her journey. He simply stayed, proving that every passing day, that sometimes the best kind of love isn't loud or showy. High school ended, but Amara and Obi's bond only grew stronger. They were inseparable. their friendship evolving into a quite undeniable love. The moral lesson of the story is that true beauty isn't just about appearances. It's about the way you carry yourself, the way you stand tall, even when the world tries to shrink you. It comes from confidence, from the quiet assurance that you are enough just as you are. It shines in the moment when you choose to embrace your flaws instead of hiding them, when you celebrate your uniqueness instead of conforming to someone else's idea of perfection. Authenticity is the heart of it all, being true to yourself unapologetically. When you live authentically, your beauty becomes undeniable because it's not a mask you wear, it's a light that radiates within you. It's in the way you laugh freely, laugh deeply, and walk boldly in your truth. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe so that YouTube will push this video far to others. Also, there are other videos that you would love to watch on our channel. Visit our channel and get more interesting stories. Thank you.